What is going on, guys, and welcome to the very last episode of the year. But before we begin today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who subscribed to the channel this year, as well as everybody who's been subscribed to the channel. It means a lot that you guys show a lot of support. I see that a lot of you guys message me on Instagram and you guys leave a lot of comments on my old videos. I try to reply to as many as I can, but to be honest, sometimes it gets overwhelming. So if I don't reach your or if I don't reply to your comment, just keep hitting me up and eventually I will, just because it gets a little bit overwhelming over times. But I just want to give a little bit of my reflection over this past year, just because today is December 31st, and it's pretty crazy because the reason I also kind of wanted to do this is a couple days ago I received a comment on one of my videos, and someone commented, they were like, dude, I just finished watching one of your old videos, which I think was my mirror videos. I did that like 4 or 5 years ago, and he watched one of my recent videos and he told me it's crazy how he's seen me grow up. And it is pretty crazy to think about that I put my life on YouTube, and you know, it's pretty cool to be able to reflect back on some of the things I've done. And that's honestly why I like making these videos, is because I know one day I can kind of go back and see the progress and see what I've done, and it'll just be crazy that it'll be all recorded and someday I'll be able to reflect back on this. But I do want to give a huge thanks to everybody who's shown support. Like I said, it means a lot. You know, this year's been pretty crazy. I moved out of my parents' house, got an apartment, got a house with my sister, obviously. And as you can see, we're at the house right now. And the Accord also has been through a lot as well. As you guys can see, the Accord is behind me. Got new wheels for the Accord finally. Redid some of the interior, got an intake for it. But next year I do have a lot more planned for the Accord, so if you guys are ready for the video, stay tuned for that. But like I said, guys, huge shout out to everybody who's shown support. It means a lot, and I cannot express how much this means to me. So on to today's video. If you guys can already tell by the hat I'm wearing, today's video is actually brought to you guys by Super Clean. If you guys don't know who Super Clean is, they're actually a biodegradable, multi-purpose cleaner, degreaser. They're actually one of the most powerful and safest cleaning products out there on the market. They're available in most stores, including AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Walmart, you guys name it. So if you guys are interested in checking their products out, I'll link it down below, because for today's video, they actually supplied us with some product to try out. Like I said, I'm super excited to try this out, and once again, huge shout out to them for sending the products for today's video. So as you guys can see, we got quite a few products for today's video. The first one is actually an all-wheel cleaner. This one I'm super excited to try out, because this one actually is going to help attack brake dust, salt, rocks, or any other debris that builds up on our wheels. So as you guys can take a look, my wheel's a bit dirty right now. Super easy to do. All we got to do is spray it on, let it foam up, and then once it foams up, well, we can essentially just brush away anything we may need to, and then rinse away the rest of it for a clean looking wheel. The second option we have here is our floor absorbent. So this is actually supposed to be 4 times more absorbent than our normal clay. It's actually also half the weight too. So this one is actually another one I'm super excited to use, because as you guys know, whenever I do any oil changes on the car, for some reason I always get 1 or 2 drops on the floor. So with this one, all I gotta do is just let it a little bit on the oil, spray a little bit on the oil, let it absorb, and then we can dust it away and dispose of it according to our city's regulations. So the third product that we have is their aerosol can. So this actually contains the same formula as the original Super Clean, but because it is in a can, it has a precise spray nozzle. So this one I'm actually going to be using probably for my engine or my brakes, or anything that requires a little bit more precision. Super excited to try that one out. I'll probably be trying that out as well today. The third option we have is their Super Clean foaming. So this one actually is pretty similar to the aerosol can, but it actually comes out in foam. This one I'm actually probably going to be using for appliances such as my grill, because it'll attack some of the greasiest and messiest jobs that include oil, wax, tar, or dirt. And then last but not least, we got the original Super Clean. So this one I'm actually going to be keeping as a spare, just to clean up any little messes that I have here and there. So super excited to have this as well. But as you can see, this is the full lineup, and this is everything they sent us. Super excited to try it out. I'm going to go ahead and move the car. We're going to take off the wheels, and then I'm going to be using the wheel cleaner for the wheels. We're going to be using the can for our engine, and then also possibly for like the coilovers, because I know the coilovers are dirty in the Accord right now. If not, we'll probably also try this out and see how well that works out. And then I believe I have a little bit of an oil spill underneath the car right now, so I'll be using the floor absorbent as well. So as you guys can see here, the first one we're going to be doing is my engine. This is the part that I primarily want to focus on a lot, because as you can see, we have some oil buildup in there. It's been a while, so it is caked on there by now. So I'm curious to see how well this is actually going to do to take it off. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on this side. If I like how it turns out, I'll go ahead and do the entire engine. I also have my wheel off and have it on this side. I'm going to go ahead and use an all-wheel cleaner. So I'm going to spray it at the same time. We'll let both of them do their magic, and then we'll go ahead and rinse it off with some water. Also guys, I want to quickly mention this jack is literally a lifesaver. Best investment I've ever made. If you guys don't have one already, highly suggest that you go get one because it is a lifesaver, especially if you're low like me. And then huge shout out to Pro Panda because he actually got me this for Christmas. So as you can see, he actually got me a chair, and this is actually gonna come in super handy because the bottom part of it is magnetic, so I'm able to put a lot of my nuts and bolts on there as well as like tools, but it also is comfy, and it looks like it does fit all the cleaning products down there as well. So I think I might leave him down there for now because I think it looks pretty cool to have. So we're gonna go ahead and shake it up just to get it going, and then we're gonna go ahead and spray it on there. So this is the first spray. Oh wow. So I think this is a good test for now, just to see how well it turns out. So as you guys can see, I actually went with a brush and actually brushed some of this off. So most of it is actually off now. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it one more time to see how well it came off, but I'm super happy with actually the way it came out. Just like I said, this had actually been baked on there for quite some time. And if you know anything about oil, when it bakes on there, it's really hard to take off. So I'm actually super impressed of how well this actually came off. Super easy, and it just took a couple of brushes and a little bit of that spray on. And as you can see, it's pretty much almost clean. Sprayed a little bit over here as well, just start getting some of this side clean as well. And also with these, because these always tend to get dirty. So as you can see, it's all dirtier now because this brush is dirty, but overall it's looking pretty clean to me. Guys, check that out. This thing is spotless. Like, oh my God. That is actually super clean now. And look at this as well. This part looks super clean too. I don't think I've cleaned this side in the... Oh, looks like we still missed a little bit right here, but that's easily coming off. I'll go ahead and brush it off a little bit more. But overall, like I said, I'm super impressed with the way this is actually turning out. Super easy to use. Obviously, if I had all the time in the world, took my time, I can get this engine spotless with just that can. Guys, check this out. So I went ahead and took off the cover. Look how dirty it is right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to see if I can spray some on, because this is the before and this is the after. That's insane. Let's go ahead and we can try to see if we can get all that off. Just keep in mind, look at all that detail, look at all that dirt and oil that's built up over the years. Also gotta make sure this is sealed. Don't wanna get any water in there. These are closed off. Obviously I'm gonna avoid trying spraying some water in there. Let's go ahead and see how much we can get actually cleaned. Check this out. So it's been drying for a little while now, and I'm pretty happy with the way it actually came out. Look at this. This is insane. Like, look how clean that looks. If you guys remember, it was literally covered in gunk all the way around. But look at it. There's literally nothing left. That's insane. That's crazy. And same thing with this side. Now obviously it's not gonna look perfect because I do need to detail the engine, but the fact that I was able to get all this gunk off and it was very minimal work required, that's insane. And if you take a look, obviously this side's not clean just because I avoided this side entirely because of the intake. Obviously I'll do that at a later time. And if you guys are interested in seeing how this whole engine transforms, make sure to follow me on Instagram at @accord_empire because I'll be posting the rest on there. Let's go ahead and spray these wheels. I think that should be more than enough. I got all the edges. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and spray off the wheels now. It's been about a minute or two. These ones you're not supposed to let cake on essentially, just because you're not supposed to let it dry on there. I'm going to just spray real quick with some water. Shower setting, so let's go ahead and just spray it on there. Let's do this one first. And I actually did this one as well. As you guys can see, there's actually dirt coming off of there. Cool, so the wheels are actually looking pretty clean. I'm gonna go ahead and just wipe everything down and see how well it actually cleaned it off. But as you guys can take a look, this is the rag that I use to clean it. Make sure to use a white one just to see if anything actually got left on there. This is the only dirty part that came out of it, but look at this, guys. This is insane. They're just like brand new once again. And the reason why I'm actually super hyped is because I've used different wheel cleaners in the past, and I've had some that have actually damaged the wheel, like the actual paint of it. This one, so far so good, no damage, and as you can see, super clean. So like I said, I'm also gonna go ahead and clean the suspension part, especially this side, because this side is a little bit dirty since I've had to change my axle out a couple of times. There's been a little bit of an oil leak on this side because of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this one to see how well this, or how effective this one is. It's the foaming one. So we're gonna go ahead and just spray it on there. So, and already I can kind of see that it is taking some of, look at how different the color is now on this foam. It's turning yellow. You guys can take a look right there. So go ahead and let that soak for a couple minutes. Alrighty guys, so if you take a look, pretty clean overall. It did let it dry out for a couple minutes, so as you can see now, this is what it looks like dried off. Obviously it's not going to be the best and perfect just because I don't have a brush to get all the way back there, but it did take off a lot of that excess oil, and I'm pretty surprised on how well it came off because there was a lot back there and it was baked on there once again. But look at that, it's pretty crazy. Also, by the way, if you guys are wondering what coilovers these are the Godspeed Mono SS coilovers. Really happy I've been having them on. Had them on the car for the past 4.5, 5 years now. And so far they've done me pretty well. So the very last thing I want to show you guys is the floor absorbance. So I put a very small amount of oil on here just for demonstration purposes, just because I'm excited to see how this works. So as you can see, we have a little puddle. We're going to go ahead and open this up. And all you got to do is just pour some on there. Or pour the whole thing on there like I just did. We're gonna go ahead and give it a couple minutes and let it soak up and see what it does. Alright guys, so I let it sit on there for a couple minutes now. We're gonna go ahead and try to broom it up real quick, see if it actually works. So got my dustpan over here and we got my broom. So let's go ahead and just sweep it up. And just like that. Look at that. That's awesome. And that's the cool thing, is not just for oil, it's for like coolant or any other liquid that might spill from your car. And as you can see, it just lifts it straight up and it's almost like nothing ever happened. So that's pretty crazy. Alrighty guys, so that's pretty much going to conclude for today's video. Like I said, once again, huge shout out to Super Clean for sending out the product for today's video. Can't thank you guys enough. If you guys are interested, like I said, I'll link everything down below, or you can also find them at local hardware stores or pretty much like an auto parts store as well. But like I said guys at the beginning of the video, thank you so much for everything, for all the support. I can't thank you guys enough either. Like I said, it's just been a crazy year for me, and I'm super excited for what next year has to come. Like I said, if you guys have any questions at all, or if you guys have anything you want to talk about, let me know down below, or you can also message me on Instagram at @@Empire. Once again, huge shout out to Super Clean, and huge shout out to you guys as well. I know this year's been tough for a lot of people, and I can't stress enough, if you guys have need anything or just need someone to talk to, let me know. Message me on Instagram, and like I said, if I don't reply the first time, try to message me again, because sometimes I do get a lot of messages and it gets a little bit overwhelming. But other than that, hopefully you guys have a good New Year's, and I will see you next year.